Everybody to the City of Farmers Branch City Council study session for Tuesday, December 16th. Our first order of business is public comments on study session items. I don't have anybody signed up to speak to that, so we'll move right into item C1, which is to review and discuss consent and regular agenda items. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I don't have anything, Mayor.
Okay. Councilwoman Bennett?
Nothing.
Councilman Reed?
Nothing here.
Councilwoman Villafranca?
Thank you, nothing.
Councilman Neal?
I guess I'll be the spoiler.
That's
I
okay.
have a question on J3, J4, and L1.
Councilman Robert Diaz, Parks and Rec Superintendent. I'll go ahead and, I'm sorry, Director, I'll go ahead and speak to J3. Did you want to go through some of the questions that you said
Well,
earlier?
Just sort of in general, while we're talking about the Mercer Park project as a whole, I just want to make sure everyone's clear, my clear understanding that the total expected costs for this park is $2 million? Is
There was
that
$1 million
correct?
initially,
Right.
and then we got an additional
reallocated some
$1 million,
more.
correct?
Okay. And how much have we heretofore spent out of that?
We've spent approximately $160,000,
Okay.
and that, we do have the initial TMP contract was about $180,000,
Okay. And then this item is asking for an additional
another 100 or so.
103,000. Can you
100.
help me understand the need for that or why we're going more?
With
Is it
the,
new?
with the expanded scope of the project, we needed to add additional, which mainly was that southern portion of the park, if you recall. We only were focusing on the northern portion with the initial TMP agreement. The new, with the expansion of that, with the additional funding council provided for the project,
Okay.
we needed to add some more.
So there's a little bit of scope creep on this. A
A little bit, but it was based on the funding.
Requires the needs for
correct.
this. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had for J3. I
Okay.
do have a question on J4. I'm not sure who.
Ray Silvarez, Director of Public Works, can
All
address
right,
questions.
thanks. This item is requesting $308,000 for a professional service agreement with us, as well as I think Addison is also partaking in this.
That's correct.
Can you tell me, is Addison contributing, and if so, about how much are they contributing to this overall effort?
Yes, they're contributing 55%, the remaining, which is $376,000.
Okay, so we're not paying for this all on our own. Addison is helping
Yes.
helping with this whole thing. That's great. So that's really the only question I had on that one.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
And you said L1?
I'm sorry. I think I have my answers on L1 from the city manager, so I think I'm good on that one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Next up is item C2, review and discuss Parks Media and Maintenance Plan.
Mayor and Council, Robert Diaz, Parks and Rec Director. I will go ahead and just introduce the team that'll be going through the presentation with you this evening. Tara Bradley, our park planner, and then Mark Moffitt, our park superintendent, will be here, and myself to answer any questions after Tara goes through the presentation. I'll go ahead and turn it over to her.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. This evening, I'll be presenting a request by Mayor Terry Lynn in regards to media maintenance plan. Just to provide a little bit of background about this item, we have about 55 acres of landscape medians within the city, and this plan is proposed to document maintenance schedules and protocol for existing medians that we have within the city. And it also looks at the approach to how we will engage the community when medians are being maintenance. Now, the plan includes items such as maintenance frequencies, which includes scheduling, seasonal planting, also inspection and reporting protocols as well for plant health concerns, safety protocols for median maintenance as well, and again, community outreach measures. Within this plan, it is a living document, so it will be updated through living experience of the staff to incorporate how this document should be able to encompass all the maintenance of medians as well. And then also with the collaboration with Public Works for when medians are being restored or creation of medians within the city, and also ensure that there's a safety and maintenance plan incorporated and updated. This does complete the staff's presentation for this median maintenance plan. And also we have Mark Moffitt, Superintendent, that's able to answer any questions you may have in detail about the plan.
So, excuse me. So I know I requested this, but I'm going to allow council to ask questions first, if that's okay. Councilwoman Gonzalez, you have any questions in regards to this?
Is this just to kind of like take care of all the plants and stuff, not necessarily like adjusting medians?
You wouldn't tell.
This is basically our SOP for maintaining the medians. So this is kind of what we wanted to give you all as a framework for how we, and if we do any improvements to medians, it shows kind of how we would, the thought process behind all that.
Okay, thank you. And I just love that the medians are taken care of. It just makes the city look so much better instead of just having concrete everywhere.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Bennett?
In this plan, are we looking to go more towards xeriscaping? Is it including the landscape and everything?
Correct. You'll see a palette, I believe we have in the plan that's more of a drought tolerant plan. And you'll also, I don't know if you recall in the green ribbon submission that we did to TxDOT, that was the last meeting, that was their complete palette, was all the drought tolerant, low water planning. So it's based similar to that.
So it'll be much more sustainable for us.
Correct.
Thank you.
Councilman Reed?
I know we recently took on a few medians, as referenced there, primarily Mercer Park, or Mercer Crossing. What component of the plan, or is there a component of the plan where, I know the medians there were maintained at a different level than what the city's level is. So is there a plan to bring it down to the city level, or just continue to work with what's there and maintain that?
I think typically the medians that we have in place, like Mercer, we wanted to, a lot of those areas, they needed to be restored. And so we had that big effort before we took those medians over back to where they were, close to what they were when they were put in. Our goal currently on all the medians on this side of town, this side of 35, is basically to restore them with all the damage we've had over the past many years. The ice storms and things like that has done some damage to some of the current medians we have. So our plan currently on existing is to try to get them back with newer plantings based on some of the input, with newer things that are more drought tolerant, if possible. We are taking that effort on Oak Brook median with some of the plantings put in there, specifically a lot of the drought tolerant, similar palette to what TxDOT was doing and what we showed in that green ribbon submission last week.
Okay, great. Great, thank you.
Councilwoman Viv Franca?
Thank you so much. I would like to see the Sustainability Committee, if possible, be a part of the planning and finding and searching and researching for xeriscape type of plants and flowers and trees. Is that a possibility?
Yes, ma'am. We've already made the efforts we've had contact with Public Works staff, and Mark's had has gone to some of their meetings to talk about specifically no-grow zones or areas that we can kind of let go more to a natural state, which is what fits more in the sustainability plan. And we've looked at that. I find an example of that is Holiday Park, which is next to the fire station in Brookhaven College. That's an area we've got the wildflowers, and so that helps us. Even though that area is irrigated and things like that, once we get the wildflowers established, we're not mowing it. It's able to sustain itself at least through a good portion of the spring, early summer. So we're trying to find areas like that and work with them, but we can go talk to sustainability and also Park Board as well. We'd like to get, if we need to, we can take the plan. We wanted council to see it first, but now that once we get your input, we can take it back to them, let them look at it.
Is the plans to start pulling things that are already just naturally dying, or will you be doing it in sections? Do you have a direction that you're?
That's what we're working on
looking
right now. We wanted to get the plan in place. And one of the things I wanted to bring up was also, I know Public Works, Ray has also talked to you all about what they're looking at in regards to street utility projects coming up and their assessments that they're doing. What we don't want to do is be able to go rehabilitate a median and then all of a sudden, right after that, the street gets tore up. Or similar example to Valley View, like if we had already done the median on that and restored it and then they'd gone back. So we want to coordinate our efforts and make sure we're on the same page. So I think once they get their assessments back and they see kind of the direction on updating some of those projects, then we'll piggyback with some of those on. And so if they restore a street that has a median, or if they're going to do utility work that's going to need restoration after, we can work with them on those projects.
Thank you so much. That is so great to hear. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Councilman Neal?
Thank you, Robert. As you know, the medians are very near and dear to me and the Oak Brook area, as well as Councilman Reed just undertook some areas. I just had a question, a few. I appreciate the consistent standards putting together that you have for that. My question in that area is, do you allow for any input from the residents? If the residents want to maybe dedicate some kind of a tree or a piece of artwork or something like that in the median, is there any option for them to either petition you or provide some input or on that?
Well, there's a couple different options there. If there's a tree or something they'd like to dedicate, we would work with them. I know when you and I visited the HOA at Oak Brook, they had some suggestions on some of the landscape. We actually did take some of those suggestions and we'll be putting that into that west side, those meetings. We were just beginning and work on that end. And then, so that we definitely would take input. And when it comes to what was it, not the tree, but the other item that you talked about?
Like a piece of artwork of some sort.
Correct.
I don't know
So-
if the arts and culture wants to do something, or the residents would like to have something, I don't know.
Well, we have the arts and cultures looked at the Mercer median and some of the art over there. It would probably be, since that's kind of set the precedent, that would be probably an avenue the community can go and give a suggestion. We can have the Arts and Culture Committee review it and then make suggestions again about
Okay,
the council.
I'm just trying to understand what's the process by which residents would reach out to either me or you or who to say, hey.
If they could work it back to the city
arts and
manager
culture, okay.
and they could get back with us. Mhm.
Okay, so there is some flexibility there for them
Correct.
to at least apply for some input and maybe dedication of a tree or a piece of art or something.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, that's all I have, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you. Robert, thank you. Thank you to you and your department. I don't know how many miles worth of medians that we have to take care of here in the city, but it's a big task. And so I appreciate all the efforts of the team. What I don't appreciate is not you, but a resident, a specific resident who continuously denigrates the efforts of the city in terms of what we're trying to do to take care of city assets, whether it be the medians, buildings, or anything else. One note stating your concerns should be plenty. We manage the city for 43,000 people who live here, not for one. And so when a resident submits an item of concern, thank you, we will take that under advisement. I just wanted to go on record saying that. It is problematic, and to demean our staff does nothing to bring your concern to the top of the list, put it like that. Now, with respect to all this, I know there have been some concerns regarding irrigation, and of course, we're all concerned about cost of water. And so within this plan, and I understand the parks comprehensive plan, we intend to update some of our like rain sensors and things like that. where we have irrigation running?
Correct. So, for example, Oak Brook Park, Mercer Park, those are the newer systems we have online. Those will all have the latest technology when it comes to irrigation and because it changes all the time. That technology is changing all the time. We do not currently have a central control system. That is something that was outlined in the current master plan that we're under. That is going to take some funding at some point, similar to some of the other infrastructure we've talked about from a public works perspective. That'll be something we'll have to work through, and if there's funding available to do some of those upgrades, we can make those. Older systems, we do have lots of older systems that we maintain to a certain level, but they do need to be updated, and we'll address those as the need comes up.
Okay. Well, whatever we can do, obviously, to save water, because that's an expensive resource for us. Secondly is what I've said for many years was color Farmers Branch. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look around our medians, we have lots of green trees. And so sprinkling in touches of color with crepe myrtles or something else they're drought tolerant, they're very inexpensive, relatively low maintenance. And I just think something like that might help to break up just some of the green and add touch of color.
Right.
So that was another thing that I'd really like to see done. I've been preaching on that since I first got on city council. The wildflowers at Holiday Park, as you mentioned earlier, are really nice to see. And I don't know, would it make sense to do that in any of the medians where we actually have some bare spots?
The reason it's working really well there is because that area is irrigated, so we can get those seeds established. And then kind of once they've made establishment over a couple of years, some of the areas that aren't irrigated, it's more challenging because basically you're putting the seed out and it takes or it doesn't take. You don't get like everything came up pretty much that we put out at Holiday because we could keep it watered. And so that's the challenge in some of the, but we've looked at some of the other areas, some other park areas that maybe aren't, that are maybe more not as developed to where we can utilize some of the meetings become difficult because I've been in communities where you try to do wildflowers in the median that say aren't irrigated, and you might get a good stand one year and the next year because it's not, the consistency of it becomes difficult. And so typically for color and things in a median, a shrub or something like a crepe myrtle might be better. Or we do we still have maintained some beds with seasonal color, and we still have those in some areas of the city as
Okay,
well.
well, I'll leave that to y'all. Y'all are the experts there. Last thing that I had on my list were not necessarily medians, but on some of our major thoroughfares where we have alignment of shrubbery, hedges that are blocking or hiding some dilapidated fences, let's say. You could look at Webb Chapel, you could look at Marsh Lane. We don't have anything along Josie because everybody has a side fence there. I don't know whether that's something that we could ever do to hide some of that stuff, but where we have gaps due to dead plants or whatever, I noticed that there have been some new plantings to fill in some of that, but I guess for the public's benefit, if they see something that needs to be attended, they should let their council representative know, and through the city manager's office, that information gets communicated back to you to try to address.
Correct. And Mark and his crew has done a great job. Mark's gone through Valley View, especially some of those hedgerows that had not been maintained in years. He's gone, his crews have gone in and trimmed those back, and they've come back, and a lot of them, and he's also looked at reestablishing some areas where we had some issues previously. So it is challenging because typically, our job is to look at the right of way in the median, not the fences that are there. But you're correct, and sometimes there are occasions where it exposes the fence, and then that becomes another issue for another department a lot of the time. So,
Well, sometimes we can't force people to fix their fence,
Right.
and so the best way to not look at it is to hide it behind something.
yes, exactly. A good example is Webb Chapel for sure, when you're going down that right away on Webb Chapel, and we were able to buffer that area, and it looks really good. So,
Okay. Well, I don't want to beat this thing to death, but thank you. I appreciate the attention that y'all have put towards this, and I think our city is looking better every day. So I hope the residents, I know 99 9/10% of them appreciate it,
Good.
but, and we do too, so thank you.
I appreciate it, and it's all to these guys out here behind me, between Tara and Mark and their crews. They're doing a good job of keeping everything looking good. So that's what we're striving to do.
Very good, thank you. Anything else? Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is item C3, receive an update from the mayor and council members regarding board liaison information from outside organizations and other meetings attended. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I attended the mayor's Red Kettle Challenge at Walmart on Saturday, and it was really fun.
I attended the Civic League's holiday party, and if anyone is interested, I would really love for you to reach out. We are looking to extend our membership, and we give back quite a bit to the high schools and nonprofits in the area.
I too attended the Red Kettle event with the mayor and Councilwoman Gonzalez. I have to give a shout out to Councilwoman Gonzalez and more specifically her son, who donned a Grinch costume. He was the belle of the ball. Kids came up, everyone wanted to be with the Grinch. Usually the mayor's the Grinch.
Grouch.
But this really made it an extremely spectacular event, and it gave it a lot more pizzazz and attention that it normally has. So I wanted to publicly thank you and him and the mayor as well for the opportunity to attend.
Councilwoman Villafranca.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a little bit of a short week. So most of us attended the tour yesterday over at the police department. I just want to commend the chief and the staff for the amazing, incredible, wonderful work that they are doing. And things that we would not even think about that they are doing to ensure that this is the safest community that we could possibly live in. And I'm so grateful for that. Last night I was able to attend the Make It Count Christmas party and giveaway. There are a lot of vulnerable children in our community, and it just brought so much joy to them to be able to receive gifts, and it was very nice for me to be there and spend time with them. I was also this morning able to attend the 11 Max Indoor Fun Park ribbon cutting, and I am really excited about that. It's going to open at 635 in Midway, where the old Freed's Furniture was. And I walked in there, and my only wish was that it would have been a grown-up park, because that's how cool it was. They even have a mechanical bull in there. It's going to be really nice to have party rooms. It's going to be a huge, huge benefit to our community. And I was also over at the Branch Connection this afternoon, and I took a tote bag class. I took my sewing machine, and I learned how to make a bag. I'm not ready to sell any yet, but it was a lot of fun. If you are 50 years or over, please look at the Branch Connection. It is such a wonderful, wonderful facility. I highly recommend it. And since I'm not going over on my 3 minutes, I personally want to wish everybody Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And thank all of you, thank all of the staff for all of the work that they do, and all of the community for all of the love that they give us. Thank you.
Councilman Neal.
I'm good, Mayor. Thank you.
All righty. Well, it's been a busy time. I wanted to let everybody know that I attended a transportation transformation conference that was held at the Anatole Hotel in Dallas, and they had various panel experts that spoke about some of the transportation issues that are facing the Metroplex. Didn't really talk about individual cities, more the region, and the effect of population growth, where we are with 8.5 million people now and soon to be about 12 million people in the Metroplex, and how important it is to have mass transit options and workable transportation, equitable transportations. These were things that were specifically mentioned by various panelists, which included representatives from TxDOT. There was a representative from DART there. There were state representatives from state transportation agencies other than TxDOT. So very, very interesting. With Councilman Neal, and I didn't report this previously, but we had a meeting with some Wooded Creek residents regarding flood control in the back of their neighborhood, which is really important. They're the first folks to receive water from Addison, and so it's important that they be brought up to speed on what has been done and what still remains to be done regarding flood mitigation. I've been working with a PPA, which is the Professional Pickleball Association. Pickleball will be back in '26 at Brookhaven, so we're excited about that. The Dallas Stars, we had a planning meeting with Dallas Stars regarding activity that's planned for the DART station area. Very important there, and we want to keep our business partners up to date in terms of what is happening there. Dallas Regional Mobility Coalition, we heard a report from TxDOT representatives in regards to the status of federal and state funds that are coming to the region. Again, highway transportation, major thoroughfare transportation is super important to us. Our I-35 project out here is about 56% or 58% substantially complete, so they're continuing to work on that, looking like probably September of next year to be finished with that project in Farmers Branch. We'll say thank you, Councilwoman Gonzalez. Thank you to your son. Thank you, Councilman Reed, for helping out with the Red Kettle for the Salvation Army. That was really a fun thing to do and certainly helping to serve our community. And lastly, I had pancakes and pajamas at the rec center. Staff did a great job with that, and that was super well attended. So kudos to y'all for getting everybody through there and fed. That's all I have for this afternoon. Next up is item C4, which is to review and discuss future agenda items. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I would like to request a traffic study to be conducted at the intersection of Valley View Lane and Dennis Lane, as well as Dennis Lane and Valwood, to evaluate current traffic conditions and identify potential operations or safety improvements. Staff may bring it to a study session to assist council in making an informed decision.
Thank you. Councilman Reed? Councilwoman Villafranca?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Councilman Neal?
I don't have anything specific, but I do have a question or two about some items that are on the current list. I don't know if they were withdrawn or not, but there was one that Councilwoman Bennett Burton put forth for carports. Did we discuss that already or not yet? I don't know. It says December, and I think this is our last meeting, so will that be coming forward?
It is. We submitted a memo.
Okay.
I think it was last month we submitted a memo, and if something council wants to bring it back as a study session, we can bring it back.
Okay, I just was looking on the list, and I don't recall us having a discussion on it. Similarly, for the East Side Trail update from the mayor, did I miss that, or?
I think I missed the memo.
Okay, we'll put it as a study session.
Okay. Yeah, resend the memo, and then the East Side Trail update, I think, Mayor, you'd asked about that, did I?
Yeah,
Did I
that's-
draw a blank on that, or have we already discussed it?
No, that'll be.
Okay, because it says December also, and I'm just curious if it's targeted for January, February, or some
Yeah,
other.
we'll probably get it in January
Okay.
sometime.
Okay, that's all I had, thanks.
Okay. I have two things. One, I'd like to review the demo rebuild program and see if we can authorize or modify the authorization process to be made more efficient to allow the city manager or his designee to approve applications. Since we are not handing out cash, this is more a administrative function. We've never turned down a demo rebuild, so I'd like to just go ahead and see if we can streamline that process and let his office approve those so we're not holding people up. Number two is I would like to receive an update from on real estate trends from the Metro Texas Association of Realtors. I've done this each year, usually in January or February, and so I would like to get that on schedule for January so we can have a Farmers Branch specific discussion with those folks. Anybody have anything else? Okay. Again, before we go to executive session, let me just say, staff, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate your efforts. I hope that everybody, staff and residents, and my fellow council members are able to have some very nice time off, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and enjoy your time with family and friends. So let me read us into executive session. Item D1, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with City Attorney regarding pending litigation, City of Farmers Branch versus Gadberry Construction et al. And item D2, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with the attorney to seek legal advice regarding matters related to Dallas Area Rapid Transit, including but not limited to correspondence programs, funding, agreements, and any associated legal rights, obligations, or potential actions. So with that, we will recess to the city manager's conference room and be there in about 5 minutes.